Guys, Julius here and bringing you a more serious guide this time. Today I'll be talking about weapon wear, or the exterior of the guns, and how they can differ and how you can figure out how they differ without having to inspect every single one of the guns in the community market. So, sometimes you notice that your gun has a lot of wear, like for instance my field tested M4A4 Faded Zebra has a lot of wear on the side. But if you go to the market, some of them are a lot better. And my M4A4 X-Ray, I can't say it's like the perfect one, but it almost looks like it's factory new. So there's quite a bit of difference between the wear tiers. Like this is obviously battle scarred, but they're different amount. This is field tested, but it looks like minimal wear. In order to know how the wear differs on various guns, you simply need to open the console with the tilde key, which is the key that is usually below the escape button and above the tab button, in case you do not know the layout of the keyboard. This key is known as the tilde key. Tilde key. Okay? And if you don't have a standard keyboard, you should probably get one. Just saying. So you open it up, and then you type in workshop. It's spelled WORKSHOP. You need to spell that right, or else it doesn't work. And it's not workshop start map, it's workshop workbench. Learn how to spell workbench as well, and you'll be one step closer to perfecting this technique. Press enter. Close the console, you don't need it anymore. Now you need to have this workshop workbench menu. You simply drag it to one corner and drag it to the other corner so that you can see the guns more clearly. Obviously, you want to change it to workbench because it makes it easier to see stuff. And then you need to go to the top menu around here, select solid color. Now to make it easier to differentiate the wear patterns, I usually change the color to one color. I've been doing red for like the past year and a half, so I'll do blue today. Feeling the blues yet? You can also make them all different colors so you can see like which part is affected by what color, but we're not making any gun skins, so it shouldn't matter to us too much. So now you can select the weapon of choice here. The only thing that you cannot select are knives, unfortunately. So yeah, and then you have the roll bar around here, which allows you to change the angle of your weapon as it goes around. You have the pause button just in case you really need to inspect it that detailedly. And yeah, you can go back to hold if you really want, and then you can check the inspect so that you know at what level of wear what it roughly looks like in game. However, the view models look like they are the old view models from like the beta and early release. So if you use different view model settings, obviously it'll look different in game. It doesn't follow the models you have in game. There's also the reload animation just in case you really care about that. We'll go back to workbench. So here you can select whatever guns you want. Okay, I want the AWP. You can take a look at AWP. Let's say I want the best looking field tested possible. That'll be about 0.16 on the current wear, which is over here. And you can see that the best looking field tested AWP for most, I emphasize most, AWPs looks something like this, which is quite similar to my AWP Pit Viper if you paid some attention earlier. There's wear here and there's wear at the other end, but it's not exactly that obvious. Compare it to the worst possible AWP field tested, which looks something like this. There are a lot of AWP boom field testeds on the market that look a lot like this, and most of you probably don't want it because you want to see the boom word at the side, right? So once again, this sliding scale does not apply to all guns. For example, if you're talking about the Asiimov set, field tested for Asiimov is closer to factory new, whereas battle scar Asiimovs are closer to the field tested still. That's probably because when they created the textures for it, they added additional durability on the texture so it doesn't wear out as quickly, but as a result, minimal anything above field tested looks like factory new, so they didn't add those additional wear to the drops, or the crate drops, whatever you call that. This applies to other guns. Okay, let's take a look at the M4A4. So my faded zebra looks like, I guess it looks like this, which is probably the worst possible one that you can get because I'm the most unlucky person in the world. And the best looking ones look like this. As usual, if you want to get like the full body around here that doesn't have any wear at all, then you probably have to look for minimal wear. Minimal wear looks better, it gets better as it goes closer to factory new. So yeah, I'll leave it to you guys to experiment. But before I finish, I'll show you guys the 5.7, which is another one of those guns that have extremely differing amount of wear. If you paid any attention to 5.7s before, this is field tested, and this is also field tested. But you can see that there's a lot more wear around here. So you gotta be careful. If you are the kind of person who cannot stand having a lot of wear on your gun, then you better make sure that you inspect your item before buying. Sometimes it's worth it to pay a little bit more, just so that you don't, have the wear that you desire. Okay. But also you should know that some guns do have some wear at the minute, even at factory new. So this is at the maximum possible wear right now, and there's still some wear around here, and there's some color lost around here, but it's nothing too significant really. If I go to hold, you'll see it'll be like this really sore object in your face. But actually most P250s are black in this corner, unless you're talking about like some of the other ones that are green in color. You shouldn't notice, and it shouldn't affect you too much. Alright then, I'll leave it to you guys to experiment for yourselves and, well, have fun.